All right, number 2 now on the Pick 6. AFC Championship preview. We got the Bills. We got the Chiefs. You looked at both of their divisional games. You gleaned some new things, some new thoughts, what they did. Let's start with the Chiefs O and the Bills D.
Yeah.
And starting with the Bills defense, because I think that was the question. You know, they were not able to slow down the Ravens when they played earlier in the year. I mean, Derrick Henry ran for 80-something yards on the first play. And so you wondered, all right, you know the Bills are going to do something different, maybe have more tricks up their sleeves. You look at the numbers, Chris.
Yes.
And you're like, wow, Ravens just did it to them again.
Wasn't much different.
Just about as many yards. The one difference, the takeaways, turnovers, obviously that was a story of it. But all the raw numbers and the yards per play, Ravens still moved the ball quite easily.
Wasn't different. I mean, the start of my notes, you saw it. I wrote 57 plays for 416. Wow. 7.3 yards per play and lose, right? I wrote, you f*** something up if that's the case, that you know that. Now, the value in this, and this is why numbers don't always tell the whole story, the fact that they did some different stuff on defense and were definitely more aggressive and took the tactical chances we talked about so much during the week, right? It did create chaos for the Ravens a few times. It did. They did not get, compared to the first matchup where they were just like, run left, 8 yards, run right, 9 yards, drop back to pass, 10 yards. At least this one, it was run left, oh shit, we got 0. Oh, run up the middle. Oh, we got 0. Oh, third down. Oh, well, actually, people are covered. Oh, Lamar made a play. Oh, they got the first down. Okay, at least it wasn't like that. The first one, it was like he drops back to, oh, wide open, first down. Oh, he's gone for a touchdown. See you later. So it was different as far as how they acquired those yards. Mm-hmm. And let's not forget, they called off the horses in the first one, too, with a huge lead. And we're like, we don't need to run the offense much anymore. But as we kind of said Sunday night, the Bills won some big moments. The Bills made the Ravens at least uncomfortable in this one, and they got Lamar Jackson to make a few mistakes along with the rest of the team. And sometimes that's when you do different stuff and create the chaos that we talk about. It makes teams and players feel uncomfortable. You know how like sometimes in the NBA, they're like, this team's an unbelievable shooting team. And then they play like the number 1 team in the NBA on defense.
Yeah.
And you go, well, damn, like their shots aren't getting blocked, but you know, they're just missing them.
They're
whatever
just not
else.
hitting today.
And it's like, well, yeah, sometimes because they're not used to somebody that fast or the defense being that long and all around them, and they're uncomfortable, right? So it's like they're open, yeah, but there's a different feel out here. Like I'm open, but I got to get it up because it's going to get blocked. Or this guy's big coming at me. Boom. Yeah. Same kind of thing in football.
You're speeding
right?
everything up
You're
a little bit.
You're speeding everything up because of the elements were changed on the other side. And I think that is what happened a little bit. And we got a few plays, too, that I think will show that.
So you knew Sean McDermott and the Bills were not just going to go into this game without some wrinkles or some new things.
Right. They had to do it.
And you wanted to see exactly what they were going to do. So our first one here is about 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. This is the first play of Baltimore's second drive. It was a run to Derrick Henry on this one.
Yeah, run to Derrick Henry. But we talked about all week, like if you play it status quo, especially like they did in the first matchup where it was like 4-3, cover 4, like basic Madden football beginner's defense, right? The Ravens are going to just absolutely torch you and just crush you. Okay, so here we go. We got 3 receivers to the left. Isaiah likely coming in motion. You could see, first off, what jumps out to you about the defense in the picture we're showing, right? Just, is there anything that jumps out to you specifically?
I mean, you got a bunch of guys at the line there.
That's it. That's what I'm saying. I mean, look how close everybody is. You got 10 guys basically within 3.5 yards of the line of scrimmage, right? 10 of them. There's one safety back. Everybody else is like, hey, we're ready to come downhill and hit and squash Derrick Henry. You got 6 people at the line of scrimmage. So they bring this motion, and you're going to see DeMar Hamlin, who we have squared out here in the little yellow box, okay? He's in a blitz. He's in a blitz off the edge, but this is this type of stuff you got to do. You can't just stand there and go, hey, this is the defense we're in. You see it now. Now just block us, all right? Figure it out. They never let them figure it out in certain situations. Let's go to the next picture, Pete, because you'll see the motion go by, right? They're going, I mean, he can't blitz. He's got to cover one of us, right? He's got to do something like that. And no, he voids Isaiah likely in coverage. He must read a key or whatever, and he comes down and makes a tackle for Derrick Henry behind the sticks, right? And it was stuff like this that at least made, again, it made Baltimore, Lamar think. It probably made them access a few different plays where they were like, wait, we want to run this, but they're playing so aggressive at the line of scrimmage. We can't do that right now. And those were good little moments that at least made them struggle, right? Because as we talked about, they moved the ball. The Bills did everything on defense. They played hard, and they still creative and still had to have the Ravens kind of up to win it a little bit, right? And but I do think some of this stuff is why they up to a degree.
So that first matchup, they didn't have a whole lot of third and long, second and longs.
Exactly right.
This one we have early second quarter. We got a 2nd and 14. So what are the Bills doing on this potential passing down?
2nd and 14. And look at this again now. Same type of thing, right, Ahmed? It's not 10 guys up by the line of scrimmage, but this time it's 7 guys literally on the line of scrimmage.
Right.
2nd and 14 on your own 49-yard line is usually not the place teams go, let's bring out the all-out blitz, right? And within it, just show it and just be like, screw you. We're going to line up in it, and let's see if you have the right answers, okay? And here they are. You're going to see they blitz, okay? Play the next snap, next picture. They blitz. They have one guy drop out. So it ends up being a 6-man pressure. One guy drop out because when you're playing cover 0 and everyone's just man-to-man with no safety help or no help anywhere, there's certain routes, like a shallow cross right here by Isaiah Likely, that you can't cover that, perfectly when you're playing 6 yards off and now you got to run around another one of your teammates and get to that guy. So they had a guy there just in case for this type of thing. Ball gets batted down, boom, knocked down, 3rd and long. Now, I believe they might have converted the next 3rd and long, but either way, again, it shows you some of the chances they were willing to take, and it makes another point, too. Within this play and what they did throughout the game, I think they blitzed a few times tactically because the Ravens are a throw-the-ball hot team, right? Lamar doesn't go like, oh, they're blitzing. Hold on, let me change the protection. Let me keep the tight end in. Now we're going to throw it down the field. Their offense is a little bit more like, hey, if this guy blitzes and this guy blitzes, we got this guy. He's watching it too. Throw the ball hot. And I think a few times the Bills tactically were like, let's just blitz. He'll throw it hot. We know where he's going to throw it hot, right. And we'll just get the tackle. And, okay, they got a completion, but it's only for like 2 or 3 yards because on hot routes, like a guy comes up the line of scrimmage, he kind of turns and shows his body, like, throw it to me because they're blitzing, and there's usually space. But they kind of knew where they were going to throw it, and it was one of the things that certainly helped them through the game, too.
How many of the new things or the different things you saw the Bills do are going to be effective or necessary against a Chiefs offense?
Yeah, they're going to have to do it, but I think they're going to have to do it in different ways. The Chiefs offense is not as good as the Ravens. The Ravens offense is all-time special, right? I mean, it's all-time special. The Chiefs offense is not that. So this time around, I don't know if they have to worry necessarily as much as being bullied at the line of scrimmage quite as much. They'll be able to play, hey, some of that stuff we saw there, but I think this game there'll be a little more thought of like, hey, we want to do some of that, but let's get the hell out of there and cover, because Mahomes and throwing the ball is really what we're scared about. The Chiefs' running game is not hitting on all cylinders right now. Isaiah Pacheco does not look the same. You said that on Sunday night, right? It's not the Chiefs' running game does not seem as powerful as it was last year going to the Super Bowl. And some of that, too, is because Joe Thuney has moved out to left tackle, and now you got one of the best parts of their team is their interior part of their O-line, Creed Humphrey, all-pro, Joe Thuney, all-pro-ish, right? And then the other guy, Trey Smith, at right guard, that was a strength of their team. Now, because of the left tackle issue, now that takes a hit because Thuney's moved out there, and now they're not quite as good inside either with 66 Caliendo playing the left guard situation.
Yeah, because not to switch you all around and make you flip through your notebook, but for the Chiefs, when you're looking at them, offensive line, pass protection, that is an area of weakness. Potentially.
It is. I mean, I worry about it. Now, they played pretty well as far as pass protecting last week. They did pretty good. I definitely saw the run game was an issue. Right? This Bills D-line, it's good. It's good. It's not the pass rushers that the Houston Texans are, but I do think it's a little more stout against the run, okay? I think that's where they're a little different. And unlike the Houston Texans, who didn't have the D tackle that could maybe take advantage of Caliendo and all that, the Bills do. If Ed Oliver plays Sunday night like he did the other night against the Baltimore Ravens, the Chiefs Patrick Mahomes is going to be moving and making plays happen, trying to get away from him a lot throughout the football game.
As good as you've seen Ed Oliver?
Ed Oliver, I think it was about as good as I've ever seen. I mean, he had some physically dominant football plays. The stats won't even say it because he created chaos too and made Derrick Henry cut and move and got some pressure on Lamar Jackson a few times and all of that. But yeah, this is a team, and I said this the first time around when they played. This matchup has changed. The Bills are better than last year. They're better than the year before, and I believe the Chiefs are a little lesser than the first 2 years they've just won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right? I don't think the Chiefs are as good at either offense or defensive line as they were the last 2 years playing there. You've heard me talk about L'Jarius Sneed and all of those issues there as far as they're not quite as good on defense in general. Right? They don't create the same amount of pressure on the quarterback, all that, and that's where I think this matchup is dead even. Dead even. Now, here's the other thing, just with the Chiefs on their offense real quick.
Yeah.
You know, I'm interested to see, will the Bills play some man-to-man? The Bills, they gambled and played man-to-man against the Texans like we showed you there. That'll be interesting to see. Are they going to be scared of Hollywood Brown and Xavier Worthy? Because, of course, they can run by you. And Mahomes, he did put one deep ball on the money to Hollywood Brown that he should have caught. I'll be interested to see their approach. I don't think they're going to have to take the amount of chances they did last week against Baltimore, is what I'm saying. Now, here, we're going to just say this one little funny thing. Ooh. Because you talked about the Super Bowl matchups and how much people hate the Chiefs.
Yeah.
The people hate the Chiefs so much that we are complaining about the sixth play of the game, the quarterback getting hit in the head. With the Chiefs, the most clutch fourth quarter team ever, we're going to the sixth play of the game on the offense and going, the Texans got robbed because of the sixth play of the game where they called roughing the passer on Patrick Mahomes. That's where we've got. That's when you know you're great.
Yeah. When
you were going into the first drive of the game and going, that was the game. Forget the team that I've seen make every game a game in the fourth quarter, no matter what the circumstances are. That was it. Oh, yeah, and that other play early on in the fourth quarter, like with 12 minutes left, that was the other one. Oh, okay, against a team that's like done how many amazing things in the last 6 minutes of a game in our lives? Come on, everybody. I just had to throw that out there because I think that is hilarious, right? The clutchest team in the history of football, like basically, and they're down by 10 in every Super Bowl and they win. But yet, we're a sixth play of the game is where they won it this week. Okay, come on, everybody.
Did the NFL make you say that?
No.
Did they call you up and say, hey, if you wouldn't mind on your pod?
Well, here's the other thing I think that happens with these whole things, too, is like, yeah, everybody's sick of the Chiefs. People are looking for things with problems that happen with the Chiefs, right? If there was the same passion the other way around, right, like, Chiefs fans, they would also be able to find penalties not called on other teams too. They don't give a shit because they're like, we won, so what? But this is what happens, and it is I actually, for the first time ever, kind of annoying me, actually.
What do you think about, so we'll move on.
Yeah.
I don't want you to get worked up. What do you think about Travis Kelce in this one? What role might he play? Because obviously in the postseason, he's been very good. He's picked up his game. He usually does that in the postseason.
This is his kind of game.
So earlier this year, when the Bills beat him 30-21,
right.
Kelce had 2 catches for 8 yards. They were able to contain him. Didn't go to him that often.
No. Well, I think what Andy Reid said was right, is that there was nobody else to worry about early on in the year on their offense other than him. So there was a tension there. The Texans just treated him like a normal guy, which I understand. Again, he hasn't played in a capacity where you're like, we got to double him this play. We got to put our best corner on him in this play. It hasn't been that this year. So I think they're looking at it going, hey, we're just going to play our good defense, and we know where he is, and we'll make it work. But, unfortunately, when you play zones and you play Mahomes and he looks you this way and then buys a few extra seconds, it's the zone moves, it spreads apart, and then he finds the right place to sit, and it's boom, right? And that's kind of what happened a few times in the football game, let alone, and this is where Chiefs will feel good this week. We talked a lot. The Bills play zone. The Chiefs are phenomenal at spreading out zones. They're phenomenal, right? And like whether it was the big play, the 50-yard pass to Travis Kelce, where Al-Shazier just messed up. He left his area thinking like he was going to go help somebody else because Mahomes kind of looked to the right, and he had somebody there already. He did not need to react that way, and he just left a huge void, so he threw the curl over the middle, and then Kelce made the play after the catch. Then there's the play in the end zone, the touchdown, right, where he's vertical, right? Mahomes throwing the ball, or horizontal, I should say. I don't know why I keep saying vertical.
Angle, I think it was about 45. Yeah.
Right? And I should have asked Pete to show that play too, just because not only the throw, but again, they spread out the zone. The Texans were trying to kind of play 4-on-3, But Andy and Mahomes and them are so good at when you play these zones of sending two guys in directions that really stress it out, and then they find a guy to kind of sit somewhere in the middle of it. And that's what happened on the touchdown. And those are things that are definitely going to be positives for the Chiefs in this matchup because, like I said, the Bills aren't a huge man-to-man football team.
We will see that play on your social media accounts.
Yeah, we're going to show that later, right?
We will do that, so
cool.
Check out Chris on Instagram and X as well.
Thanks for watching Chris Simms Unbuttoned. It's playoff time, baby.
So make sure to smash that subscribe button, as they say. We got game recaps coming up. We got all of our Super Bowl 59 coverage from Radio Row. You will be in New Orleans yourself.
And you're going to be there at some point, too, whether you like it or not.
Okay.
Thanks again for watching. Remember to subscribe. Peace out, homies.